Hey, c'est quoi? C'est quoi? This is the part where I felt like giving up. So I was really on the fence about making this video because if you guys will notice, some of the footage started maybe back in September, and everything has just been piling up. So it's been one thing after the next, after the next, after the next. Okay. So where do I even start? You guys know I've been operating the school for many years now, and I've never in my entire life of doing businesses here in operating businesses here in Cameroon, I've ever had to deal with such nonsense.
Attendez, 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 attendez.
So basically, I have people from the state, and then police officers as well who came to school. The reason is because we're working on the event hall. I told you guys that, but we're working on the inside. Like, it's not like we're building a new structure. The structure is already there. So they're saying that we're supposed to get like a license or something to renovate the interior of whatever. Guys, like, it comes a point where in Cameroon, like, the way I've been sweating, at some point, like, even the whole neighborhood was there. 12 of police officers, and then the guys from the communauté urbaine, like, talking about nonsense. I'm having a painter with his team paint the classrooms, and the guys are saying that painting the classroom is considered construction. It's considered construction. The fact that I'm asking painter to paint the classrooms, and what else do they even call as construction? Oh, the fact that you're renovating your space, your office, your whatever. I'm like, what the? Like, when you're building anything in Cameroon, you need a permit, right? A license to build. I agree with that. But if you're renovating a space, the heck? The structure was already built. We got all the paperwork. And then they're talking about they're going to close the school down. I'm like, who? How are you even going to try? Like, everybody was just screaming there. Apparently, before I came, they were already telling my whole staff to leave the premises, to leave the school, because they want to close the entire school. By the time I got there, I think it was probably the way I was screaming and yelling and just, like, disrespecting them. Because at that point, I didn't even... And not to say young people shouldn't be, like, in position of leadership. But unfortunately, those guys were actually younger. They were probably early 30s, guys. I'm talking about early 30s. Not even knowing what the law is, not even knowing what is called the definition of new construction and the definition of renovating a space. If you're painting the classrooms, is that supposed to be like nonsense? And I think this usually happen around the starting of this is the first time that I'm dealing with such assholes. I'm gonna call it like that because they were assholes looking for money somewhere. Anyway, I have to go to Bolanjo. I have to talk to the people on top. Okay, so I'm heading there, guys. It's just a mess, seriously. I'm so pissed. I'm looking for, this is the authorization to open the school. Whew, guys, I'm sweating, and I'm gonna grab some CNPS documentation and some taxes. I'm just going to grab the whole thing because technically we do it online now, so I don't really need all of these things, but they can find our information online. But I'm still going to bring it because you never know, those people, you never know. So this is what we're going to do. Okay, I'm just going to take this one. Anyway, guys, wish me good luck, because the nonsense of Cameroon sometimes, like, the school has been here forever. Nobody ever disturbed me at that level. I've been disturbed when I was building my apartment complex. You guys already know. It wasn't even about the permit to build, because that wasn't an issue. It was something else, land issues or whatever. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. Bye. So the footage that you guys saw happened in September, and I could have just made a video to you guys, because I think I've gotten to the point where every time I'm making videos, I feel like I want to showcase the reality of the country, the reality of doing business here, not just the bad side, but also the good side, right? I just feel like as much as I try to portray Cameroon in a beautiful light, it always comes down to this, where you have so many things happening and you don't even know from where to start.
So you guys saw what happened. I kind of explained it on the video. Let me tell you how the problem got solved. Because anyway, let me tell you how the problem got solved. So the problem never got solved. Never ever. So I went to the main office. If you guys know, you know. If you don't know, anyway, I don't want to call names and this and that. We're not going to do that. So long story short, so this is what that man told me. He told me, be careful because there are so many scammers out there, and sometimes people show up as they are one of us and they are not. They can just get a t-shirt, a black t-shirt, put the logo, and then show up as if they are one of us, and they are not. They're just trying to, they're just scammers. So after that conversations, I was expecting that they would come back because they had already, told us to stop construction. They had already sealed that building. Keep in mind that on top of the building, the second floor, we have classrooms. And I've been trying to tell them we've been having classrooms there for years. Okay. They sealed the entire building, talking about nobody should have access there, blah, 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 blah. So, okay. It was an entire drama. You guys saw the footage. So that's how everything got started. Did I ever hear back from them? No. I never heard back from them. And the good thing with this neighborhood where the school is built is that the people, they know us. They know the family. They know me. They know. They know. So all I'm trying to say is that even when I'm not in Cameroon, my brother is there. They kind of know the family because we here. Like, even though I'm not in Cameroon, my people are here. My family is here. So the neighborhood came full force talking about what are you guys trying to do. I don't even know how I processed that. I couldn't even film the footage that you guys saw. It wasn't even me. I was just all over the place because I was trying to make sense of what was happening. That was a couple days before school started. School started on September 9th. So that was a couple days before school started. And I just could not believe what was happening. And they couldn't shut down the school then, right? But they talked about worst case scenario, we shut down the school. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, now that they stopped by, we fought like verbally. My cousin, who is always my construction site manager, he almost like physically fought with one of the police officers. And even those police officers, I really doubt that they were actual police officers. But nowadays, you can't even tell who is who, right? You can't even tell. There's so many scammers out there. So I was expecting that at some point, they'll come back and then we'll have to deal with them again. And they never ever shut up. That was it. That was the first case, okay? That was it. School started the first week. I was like, whew, I could breathe. Before the end of the first week, because the first week is the primary school that starts, elementary school, and the second week is the nursery school that starts, right? Kindergarten. The week of September 9, primary school started. Before the end of that week, guess what? On a Thursday, now we're talking about the city. It's not even the state. Now the city shows up. At this point, I have no words. I have no words. I don't want to cry because I'm not a crier, actually. I'm not a crier. Unless I'm watching something really emotional and cute and whatever, like a dog, that is sad, or maybe like a kid who is abandoned, blah, blah, but I'm not a crier for the most part. I was zen. As in I just did not know what to do anymore. This is couple days before nursery classes, nursery school start. And nursery school, like the nursery students are a lot more than the primary. For every year we have more nurseries than primary. For the most part, this year is actually the opposite. But wow. Anyway, I was disgusted. I was tired. I was overwhelmed. I was sad. I had just spent months prepping the back to school. I had just spent months prepping the event hall. And prepping the back to school is not really easy. Okay, it's not easy when you're always in construction every year, basically, because I'm always in construction. It's never easy. And It just felt like it was never ending, Like the state showed up, la communauté urbaine, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, we're done with them, they didn't come back. And then now you have the city. So I went to the office. I went to the mayor's office. Before I went there, I contacted many other people. I tried to understand what was happening. They're talking about we're not supposed, because this building where I'm seated, is the new building. It's the office building, right? They're talking about we're not supposed to build it too close to the road, right? And blah 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 blah, like an entire situation, an entire thing. Keep in mind that when we built back in 2022, right, when they demolished, the front, and we had to demolish because there was a small building here. We had to demolish that part and rebuild it taller. I mean, bigger and and taller, whatever. Um, the state officers, the people who were actually doing the road construction, were there because they were also working on the road. We got permission, a license, like permission to build up to this level. And when you get permission to build up to, a certain, because they put like poles, right? And they tell you you're not supposed to go past this area. And that's what we did. Guys, I was there. I was the one. I was there. If you were there in 2022, you know how crazy it was because you have school that is about to start in 2 months. And then you're supposed to rebuild the entire front. So anyway, we built up to the limits that they gave us, right? Just to find out 2 years later that we're not supposed to. And now the city is talking about we have to buy back the land, the little portion of land that we used that we're not supposed to build on. Like if you were supposed to build here, the fact that you moved a little bit forward, like maybe like 1 meter up, you're supposed to buy that portion of the land because it's public property. It's not. Wow, wow, wow. They're talking about millions. They're talking about, man, we have to evaluate how much is the square meter, if it's 35,000 times the amount of square meter that you guys use, blah, 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 like the whole thing. This is the part where I felt like giving up because I was like, this ain't normal. But knowing who I am, knowing the person that I am, the resilient woman that I am, I was like, there's no way. There is no way. I'm going to be investing this much. I'm going to be fighting for this. Like, there is no way that I've been operating this business for years and years and years just to have it. So I just went and had to call my dad. I went to the mayor's office the first time. They came back and they basically told me that I did not talk to the person that I was supposed to talk to. And because I was trying to look for paperwork so that I can show them that we got permission, we were authorized to build up to that limit. And they did not want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to contact the state officer that told us like the people in charge, basically. There was an engineer, the chief engineer of that project, of the road project. Even like I called him, guys, I called the man. And the man was like, but yeah, you were authorized to build up to that limit and you did. So what's wrong? I had to call my dad. I've never been the type of woman the type of child, let me talk about being a child, right? You know how you're a child and somebody mess up with you outside and then you are like, I'm going to tell my dad, je vais dire à mon père. Guys, I turned into the little daughter. I didn't care. I was like, Dad, you work for the state, you work for the government, you work for the city, you work for. There's no way I'm supposed to struggle this much. There's no way this is normal for me. There is no way. We're going to be knocking on doors. We're going to be calling the people. I don't care if they're retired because my dad retired years ago. And then he's been going through some health issues. He had two strokes and then diabetes and all of these things. So I'd never bother my dad. Okay, I never call on him because I'm like, I need, I want to make sure that he's good. I don't want to give him more stress. But at that point, guys, I was like, there's no way this is gonna go down without a fight. And who is best to fight than having my dad next to me? So I called my dad. I was like, let's go.
Guys, so I'm back here. I'm back here again.
So this is the other funny part. My dad didn't want to have anything to do with it. My dad was just tired. He was chilling at home. I called my dad. He was like, sure. But the sure wasn't that convincing. So I called my mom. And I said, I don't care what your husband is doing. Get him ready. I'm coming to pick him up. My dad was like, do we really have to go? I'm like, Dad, we have to go. And that's how the problem got solved. Guys, I'm not going to go into details as in what was the conversation about, but it was basically, you know, anyway, we're not going to go into that because I don't want to, I don't want to do that. But I had to talk to one of the people on top, at the top, at the mayor's office, and then the problem got solved. Never, thank God I did not spend a dime, because some of these people who showed up talking about they are the inspectors, they are the lead in these shenanigans, whatever, they were already asking for millions. They were asking for millions. Guys. Whew.
Anyway, so I'm at school because the painter, guys, yesterday when the case was solved, I had to call the painter and be like, can you please, I actually begged him, can you please show up today, Saturday? Because the back to school for nursery classes is going to be tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Monday, right? So I kind of begged him. I was like, can you please show up at school? Because there's this thing that happened with, the mayor's office, the people, and they kind of messed up my walls, so he has to repaint it. So that's what he's currently doing outside. And yeah, crazy things. Oh, another good thing is that I know this is a bad video, whatever, people are gonna be like, but I just met a subscriber. Her name is Kizzy, and we've been exchanging on social media. The first time that I actually talked to her on the phone was, I can't even remember, 2023, I think so. She booked a consultation with me, and then we kind of exchanged because she wanted to invest in Cameroon, but she wasn't sure which way to go. And I kind of like gave her a little bit of direction. Next thing you know, the girl was walking the talk. It wasn't just, hey girl, this is what I'm planning to do. It was like, girl, I'm planning to do this. What do you think? I gave her a different idea, and a couple months later, she actually made the business happen. I was shocked. I was like, girl, you go, girl. So I was standing outside, and then she just parked the car. I didn't even know who he was. Like, how you talk to people on social media, you guys feel like you know each other. Like, she recognized me. I mean, she knows the school because she's been here last year, because we actually hired her company in order to host the playground, to do the playground for the children during the youth week in February. So, but I wasn't here in February, right? So my sister was here. So she met with my sister, because I told my sister there's a lady who's gonna come, blah, 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 blah. But this is my first time meeting her. And Kizzy, I just wanted to say thank you for stopping by. It was amazing meeting you.
Anyway, as if that wasn't enough, then we go into the next one, which I feel like I already talked about. The next issue was now CNPS. I told you guys about that. I have a full video talking about what transpired, and how the case is still pending. Like, I haven't figured out, it's still pending. Some of the people in the neighborhoods have told me, and told some of my staff, that there are other schools around that don't like you guys, because apparently you taking most of the students, right? Like, the I mean, most of the people, most of the kids that are supposed to enroll, like my school, quote unquote, like, because I don't know that, like, there's no facts, right? I don't know that for sure. But apparently, let's talk about competition. So those schools are trying the best to compete with us, and as a result, apparently, allegedly, they're the one creating all this mess. I don't know that to be the truth. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that one thing after the next have been happening, and I don't know where all that is coming from. So the St. Pierre's investigator showed up saying that somebody had said some things about the school when it comes to the contribution to retirements and this and that, and we are not doing it right. Even after I had explained everything to that man, I just feel like it didn't sink. Who is that? What just happened? So the St. Pierre's thing, I have a full video explaining to you what happened and where we at. Nothing has changed. I'm still waiting for the bill because the first bill was probably like 3 million. Oh my god, 3 million and some change. And then the second one was probably around the 1 point something million. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Okay. At this point, I'm just, I don't know what to do. Okay, now if that's not enough, this morning, the reason why I'm even sitting here today and making and finally making this video is because this morning my head teacher calls me, the director, and then he tells me, Madam, our school code got cancelled. Let me explain to you what school codes mean. I mean, he said school code for the Anglophone section. So the school is bilingual. We have the Francophone and then we have Anglophone section. Every school has a code. So if you're a Francophone school, you have a code, and then you have the Anglophone section. That Anglophone section has a different code. Our school code got cancelled this morning. I'm just confused because I'm like, what? Like, what happened again? It's- like, what happened again? Like, we've been using it. I don't understand. Why is it that our Anglophone section is not, quote unquote, recognized by the state? So I don't understand, guys. Maybe there's something in the air. Maybe somebody or bad energies. Somebody doesn't want me to succeed here in Cameroon. I don't know. All I know is that, but that one I think is gonna be fixed, and I will give you guys update because he's supposed to go there tomorrow in Bonanjo, and I'm hoping that it's gonna be fine. I'm just hoping. Okay, I give you an update, put it on the screen, something, something. Okay, so and apparently, we're not the only school. There are other schools that have also been selected as, we don't have the right documentation to open an Anglophone section, whatever. Ridiculous because it's been years and years and years and years. It's just ridiculous. So that is, in a nutshell, some of the things that I've been going through. And I've asked myself, is there anything I would have done different? And the answer is no. Because I did everything that I felt like, like you want to be legal. You want to have the right documentation, the right paperwork. And I felt like I had the right paperwork. But regardless, it doesn't matter what you have, people still feel like they want to put you in a mess. Like they just want you to go down. And I don't understand that type of culture. I don't understand Cameroon when it comes to that. I don't understand how, whether it's the government or I don't know, I don't understand how there's no organization that actually ensures that businesses are good. Even when you're doing everything right, it's as if it's never enough. It's never, never enough. Am I still going to be operating a school next year? Good question. Let's see how this year goes. Of course I am. There's no way I'm giving up. Of course I am. The journey has been so long and I've come a long way for me to just give up now. So no, no, we're not giving up. We're fighting. We're fighting through the system. So that is the video that I wanted to make today. I'm sure I'm probably left out so many other things. And If you're gonna be for people who are like, I want to open a school, blah 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 blah. Make sure you have, the heart for it. Make sure you're solid, you're resilient, because it's not gonna be an easy roller coaster. It's ridiculous some of the things that you have to go through, even after years and years of making sure you are doing the right thing. It's never enough. Just never enough. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm always gonna keep a smile on my face. Today wasn't a it was a decent day. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a bad day. It was just that little nugget of like that I was like, what the, but anyway, we're gonna survive. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hopefully the noise in the background is not as bad. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Every time I make videos, you guys are always like, oh, I get inspired, you're so authentic and all of that. But make sure you also subscribe so that other people can actually, the algorithm can work on my favor and other people can actually understand what it's like to make the return to Africa, to Cameroon, and what it's like to invest here. Because don't let people tell you it's easy. I went there, I make money. No, not here. Maybe other African countries, but not here. Okay? So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next vlog. I love you, as always.